Well, today was a public holiday to ensure that residents of this country and citizens head out and plant trees, a very, very important move in the fight against climate change. And with me in studio, I will be delving deeper into this matter. I've got a guest with me, John Kioli. He is the chair of the Kenya Climate Change Working Group. We will be talking more on that issue. But first, President William Ruto, in his one government service delivery approach, sent out his entire cabinet across the country for today's tree planting exercise. Now, some of the cabinet secretaries had to cover more than 2 counties, spanning hundreds of kilometers between them, whether by use of road or air transport. Critics have projected that the government might have spent money more than is reasonable for this tree planting mission. NTV Sydney Chazima interrogates.
It began with this poster detailing the itineraries of President William Ruto's cabinet secretaries for the National Tree Planting Day. Basing on the venues assigned to each cabinet secretary, questions have been raised over the expenditure of the executive for this tree planting initiative. For a government that has been repeatedly vocal about taking austerity measures, and President Ruto dropping the Kenyans tighten your belts hook during his State of the Nation address, this chorus of taking austerity measures is no longer music to the ears of Kenyans, and perhaps not a reality so far. In this video, Interior CS Kithure Kindiki is seen disembarking from a chopper in Garissa. The chopper, from its registration number 5YGYM, is owned by a private helicopter charter company called Lady Lorry. The kilometers covered by Kindiki approximately are 1,823. The areas covered are Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, and Marsabit. The cost of hiring a helicopter is variable depending on the company. Conservative estimates of hiring a helicopter for an hour range between 150,000 and 200,000 Kenya shillings. The distance from Nairobi to Garissa by road is 366 kilometers. To cover this distance, a chopper only needs 55 minutes, meaning the first hour cost of roughly 200,000 shillings is already spent mid-air. If the CS spent more than 8 hours leading the tree planting drive in the 4 itineraries, the amount spent is roughly 1.6 million shillings. Another CS who covered long distances was Transport CS Murkomen, who was in Homa Bay and Mombasa, a distance of roughly 854 kilometers. If covered by air, it only takes 1 hour 40 minutes. It would, however, take CS Murkomen 14 hours and 11 minutes to cover the 2 areas by road, which within daytime is mathematically impossible, leaving us with the only feasible means of transport being by air. Going by a 6-hour time estimate spent between the 2 locations by CS Murkomen, the total estimate will be 1.2 million shillings. Other CSs who covered vast territories are Soipan Tuya, who covered 638 kilometers, CS Malonza at 549 kilometers, CS Chelugui at 387 kilometers, and CS Miano, who covered 267 kilometers. Critics have sought to know the rationale of not deploying the CSs to their locales only.
Why do they have provincial administration? Because those people can do that job easily. There are commissioners in every county. Why should someone fly from Nairobi to Mombasa, then Mombasa to Homa Bay, then Homa Bay back to Nairobi, with aids and everything else? And it's guzzling is a show cause. So the cabinet is a campaign team. They should convert them to people serving the government.
When you send ministers to different places across the country, it's a good thing. But they are strangers. And in Africa, we believe that strangers come with things. And therefore, they expect to be given. No wonder we are given so many seedlings because a guest came, and because we never value them because we were given for free, they end up dying.
These vast areas, whether covered by road or air, appear to be too costly for the tree planting exercise. The President, Speaker Wetangula, and CS Kuria are on record urging Kenyans to bear with the government as it seeks to stabilize the economy and lower the cost of living. But are the austerity measures a mirage for the Kenya Kwanza government? Sydney Chazima, NTV.